So the Sears Gut, it's the company that helps people find the right bacteria for a specific need, notably in relation to the gut-brain axis. And I'm going to be talking a lot about gastrointestinal symptoms, but as we know, they are deeply interconnected with mood-related issues, so hopefully we'll still be going to be in the theme of the day. So a bit about the team. I think we have a healthy balance between business and science, and each of us co-founders has a different kind of story of how we became interested in the microbiome. So Emily, my co-founder, has more of a personal story where she fell on the notion on microbiome in the same time that she was quitting a high-pressure job, making some lifestyle adjustments in order to improve her general and mental well-being. And I have more of a standard academic entry point to the microbiome. So I studied genetics and co-published a paper on the factors that influence gut microbiome diversity as part of a bioinformatic lab in the Musée de l'Homme. So the problem that we are currently trying to address is that today the potential of bacteria is being partially wasted. And to understand this issue, we're going to take a practical case. So let's talk about Paul. He has recurring gastrointestinal symptoms, and he's been looking for ages for this one doctor that's finally going to listen to his complaints. But in the meantime, he's just going to try to find a solution by himself. At some point, he's in this pharmacy in front of a shelf full of probiotics, prebiotics, symbiotics, postbiotics, and basically he just doesn't know what to choose anymore. If he's lucky enough, there might be some pharmacist that comes and recommends him some product that has the tag gut health on it. It might happen that the given probiotic comes from a good lab. Maybe it has a few names of bacteria that ring a bell for the general public. It might even have the label highly dosed on it. But even if that's the case, it's also very likely that this specific product has not been studied in any clinical context, and even so less likely that it's been studied for the specific sub-symptoms that Paul experiences. So to be very concrete about the problem, if Paul enters a pharmacy with constipation, or if he enters the pharmacy with diarrhea, let's say, which I think we can agree are very opposite symptoms, there will be a good probability that he goes out of the pharmacy with the same product in both cases. So as you understand, it's this lack of precision, this lack of symptom specificity of probiotic recommendation that is the problem, and that is causing too much trial and errors. So the case of Paul is far from being an isolated case. 45% of the French population has digestive symptoms, and GI symptoms, as health practitioners in the room know, are also commonly found in psychiatric populations. Reversely, psychological comorbidities are also found in people with a GI condition, for instance, people who have IBS. And for those people, it's really parcours du combattant to find any kind of reliable solution. One stat that shocked me and that I wanted to share is that it's so hard for them to find a solution that they would be willing, in average, to give up 15 years of their life just to be symptom-free. So my point is that it's possible to contribute in breaking this cycle by bringing the potential of bacteria to the right person for the right symptom, and try to minimize the number of trial and error. The potential of bacteria is, I think, well reflected in the growth of the market. Basically, it's a huge market and it's rapidly growing, especially through online channels. But it's in dire need of innovation, and it's time to create a new category, which are precision probiotics. So in terms of the solution, what should have happened with Paul earlier is that at some point of his experience, he should have received some kind of help to choose the right probiotic that actually fits his particular needs and individual characteristics. Whether that help is directly formulated at Pole, or whether it is by helping pharmacists or healthcare professionals making informed probiotic recommendations to Pole. So, of course, there's a lot that we don't know about making very precise recommendations. And so in order to be able to make recommendations that target very specifically narrow sub-symptoms and that take into account individual characteristics such as age or gender, it's going to be an iterative process. So for now, we have started with and completed a pilot phase, during which basically we developed 5 probiotic formulas that are targeted namely at digestion, IBS, mood, immunity, and metabolism. Early adopters basically went on our website, filled in a simple questionnaire, got a probiotic recommendation. 30 days later, we sent follow-up questions and were able to collect real-world evidence on symptom improvement to verify our hypothesis, which is that already basic personalization through our segmented probiotic offer and basic matching to our health priority already improves customer satisfaction and experience. So now, I don't know if there's some investors in the room, but I'm going to dive in. We are raising funds based on the observation that we actually had very good toll of satisfaction and interest for this offer. So it's a preliminary result, but 81% of responders self-reported improvement of at least one symptom, which is better than what's observed currently when nutritionists do generic recommendation in a consultation setting. Of course, that depends on the knowledge. There's variable knowledge between nutritionists, but I'm talking in general. And the reason we are now raising funds is to go to finance a more robust and bigger version of this proof of concept. So more robust, what does it mean? It means that we want to evaluate symptoms in a more granular way based on clinical criteria and validated scales. Bigger, what does it mean? It's that we want to obtain a structured data set on 5,000 individuals. The aim of this is to bridge the current data gap of what probiotics works for who, how does age, how does gender influence probiotics efficacy, what specific subsymptoms respond the best to a given probiotic, what responds the least, and it's only by identifying this that we can actually improve on the recommendation algorithm. So our business model, I'm not sure you're interested in it, it's pretty simple. We sell fully online for now, and it's based on a simple subscription model. For now, although we're consumer-focused, where we are ultimately looking at is being able to use the insights from a data set to go to healthcare professionals and pharmacies and basically tell them, okay, so here is a personalized probiotic recommendation scheme on people with IBS. These recommendations are based on data that we obtained on segmented populations divided by age, gender, subsymptom that was collected via self-reported outcomes using validated scales. And that's going to be, and that is on a volume of people that is 100x what you're going to find in any current given clinical context. So we are hoping to find people who want to build with us this next standard and who share this vision of putting science back in the wellness industry. That means starting with existing solutions, but also building further evidence-based and data-driven solutions. Thank you.